Hello. We are live for another Meet the Speaker. I am super excited. You guys don't know, okay? Why I'm super excited. So, here we have live on LinkedIn Learn to talk about just what's going out in NS1 when it comes to CN1, which is the Sustainable Notary Conference of the year, the biggest conference of the year that's really going to talk about your front end model, right? We're going to talk about business credit. We're going to talk about funding. We're going to talk about accounting. We're going to talk about business structure. We're going to talk about tax strategy. What are we doing this for, right? If we can't take advantage of these areas. But we're going to talk about Ron. And I cannot really sit you in a room for 8+ hours, 2 days, without really talking to you about the story of what Bill Soroka makes sense. His own personal story. He is the unapologetic business owner. Okay? So I forgive me, but let me just tell you what Bill Soroka means to me. He means someone that is where I want to be, right? Because of the fact that he made so many powerful lessons in his life that made him to where he is. And remember, I'm only 31 years old, supposed to be 32. So I got a lot of living to do. So I am honored to bring on another notary colleague. Bill Soroka, who are you for those that don't know? And just remind people who you are.
Well, thank you so much, Renee. It's an honor to be here. I really honor you for taking on this massive project that will bring massive value to our community. I think this industry is ripe for things like this. And I know it takes a lot of courage, commitment, and persistence to make it happen. So thanks for including me along the journey here. Now, my name is Bill Soroka. I'm the author of Sign and Thrive, How to Make Six Figures as a Mobile Notary and Loan Signing Agent, and Supercharge Your Notary Business with LinkedIn. I'm also the founder of Notary Business Builder, the advanced notary mastermind. I happened across this business after failing in business 26 times because I had my head up my rear end. I finally figured some things out, and when applied to this notary business, it has just absolutely changed my life. I love this business and I love to share it.
Excellent. Well, we're just so happy that you're here and you're going to share our story. So let's just kind of hop in. What is your journey? Like, just tell us a little bit, not too much, but just tell us a little bit what makes you who you are, if you don't mind.
Well, I think that's a deep question, and I only have probably 30 seconds to answer it. So let's just say I rarely meet an idea I don't love. I'm constantly seeing opportunity in everything. I'm a multi-potentialite. That explains some of the businesses. I love now, as I've learned and continue to grow. I love applying knowledge that I learned from reading books, going to workshops. So I applied that knowledge to this business. I have a few other little businesses and podcasts and things like that too. So part of my journey is just creating a business that actually acts as a canvas. So I can create every single day when I come out or wake up in the morning, and it keeps me energized in my business, whether it's for coaching, whether I'm out in the field actually doing the work of the notary or the loan signing agent, or renting cars on Turo, or selling coffee mugs, or the Amazon wholesale business. It's anything. I just love being able to tie all these ventures together in this business and share the journey along the way.
Thank you for that. It was very much so authentic, right? You talked to us about like just my journeys of just early entrepreneurship stage, and I am still there. Meaning we have our idea, and sometimes because it's so big, it may just not get in the way of just us implementing actionable steps to do. And sometimes if we do, we fall right on our face, right? Like truly right on our face. And I have done it a couple times, and I got a couple more times. So I got to really build that muscle of resiliency, that muscle of, okay, I may have a pivot on top of another pivot, Lisa Nichols talks about. So I say that to say thank you so much. So why is Bill Soroka here, you guys? What are you going to talk about?
Yeah. Well, so what we have, or what I have now, is the gift of retrospection, right? I can look back and I can say, oh, okay, here's what was happening, here's what's going, here's what I learned, and I can kind of formulate a little bit of a system. When I was down in it, I had an idea, I have a vision of where I want to go, right? And what I want to do. But when you get down in it, man, it is a ziggy road. You have to learn new skills in order to make one thing happen. It's just this complete cluster when you're down there in it. But now that I look back, I can see the regrets that I had along the way. I can see the lessons I learned and how I applied those. And now, and boil that down, like just get down to the core of it. What was my mindset at the time that was making these things happen? And I boiled it down to I didn't fully honor or respect the lifetime value of a customer relationship. So I had these regrets. And so that's what we're going to talk about, is really stepping in to the value of a lifetime customer relationship and realizing that it's not just a dollar figure and it's not just a one-way street. It's not just the relationship I have or what I get from the relationship. I've got customers on the other end that love me, respect me, need me to be good at what I do, and I can add value to their life too. So sure, there's a monetary exchange. I'm helping them reach their goals too, but there's something bigger happening. And when you honor that, we're faced with 13 different opportunities along the way as we cultivate the relationship with those customers. And that's what we're going to talk about. Those 13 opportunities to go deeper with your customers and build a relationship for life.
Wow, that's deep. Like you guys, 13 different ways, and you're going to be able to see it, right? So that's
Yeah.
something nothing but amazing that I'm truly honored for when it comes to that. So let's talk. What what is the are you excited for the conference? I mean, you
I
spoke about
am.
the conference, but are you
Yeah.
excited for the conference?
I am. I'm very excited. First, I think the timing is awesome. I in the National Notary Association has their conference on the West Coast this year. It's been sold out for an entire year, and the fact that you're on the East Coast, bringing that kind of value to our East Coast friends, I think it's huge. I've been wanting to get out there for so long. I love that you're right in the center of the country. And the thing I'm excited about too, Renee, is you're doing things a lot different, right? That's the building blocks of business, incorporating mindset, incorporating all those things that, a certification course isn't going to teach you. You can learn to
Exactly.
sign, date, and stamp a piece of paper all you want, but if you don't get your ducks in a row and your business going, uh, it, things fall apart really quickly. And I learned that lesson really hard too. I started making money. Forgot to save for taxes. I forgot to save for investing. I forgot to invest in those first few years. So knowing this stuff ahead of time is going to be so helpful to people.
I agree, and I love the fact that we have worked on partnerships before, right? You have helped me help notaries already. $1.3 million, right, was able to do the notary PPP commission, right, to allow notaries when no one there was for us when businesses were changing and health was at risk. But Bill
Right.
Soroka came on board and a couple other people, Suho, Laura, and just Vanessa Terry, to just make sure that we reach out to the local community. So we was able to help about 153 people get $1.3 million. And I can't wait for
That's
that
amazing.
campaign. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So with that being said, what another couple questions. Let's get it going. Let's get it going. So what is the top number one lesson in business failure that you would like to give us a sneak
Ooh.
peek of just what you're going to talk about?
Yeah. Well, I mean, so if we go along those ways, it's definitely fully appreciating or not fully appreciating the full lifetime value of a customer. That's what I'm going to get a chance to talk about, and then all those different uh, just ways to do it. Like you don't have to do all 13 opportunities. We don't have to take advantage of every opportunity that comes across our table, right? But most of us in this industry aren't even aware that it's a possibility, that all these other industries are cultivating deeper relationships with their customers. We can do that too. And I call it our notary funnel. Customers come into our business, we hit it off, we have these amazing relationships at the closing table or the signing table, and then what? You think, especially when the phone starts slowing down, right? You're like, oh man, I wish I would have stayed in touch with that attorney. Oh man, I wish I stayed in touch with that emergency room nurse or that teacher or that awesome person who cooked me breakfast after the signing. Staying in touch, all of those are those opportunities along the way. But I gotta say, even more so, and it ties into it, of course, the biggest lesson I learned is working on your business just as much as you work in your business. And what I mean by that is having a plan for your business, having a daily success routine that makes sure that you get the things done behind the scenes that makes the limelight even possible, right? Because in our business at 8 a.m., that phone starts ringing. You're not going to be handwriting 10 handwritten notes, right? You're not going to be researching clients because the phone's ringing. You're out working in your business. You're making the money. But when those phones stop ringing, that's when things get scary. And if you haven't been working on your business, you're not cultivating relationships. And that's super important.
No,
So
I
daily
definitely
habits and
agree.
routines.
I definitely agree with that. And so get your ticket to the notary conference. We also have a discount that is rolling out, Notary 17 for 17% off, because of the fact that it's a 2-day conference. Let me break this down. I did 2 days because I know that sometimes one day is just not enough, right? You have to treat this as a retreat for your business. And remember, it's a tax write off, right? It's because of the fact that you are out of your element. You have to wake up, feed yourself and your knowledge for 8 hours, then come back for another 8 hours. That's what it takes. So, being in corporate America, where I call corporate to notary, is all about looking like corporate in your business model, right? And all of my years of experience working as an accountant, 10 plus years, is they sent me to conferences. And that's where I learned the most. It wasn't just in school, it wasn't just all the degrees that I have. It was because I was able to interact with like minded people, people that wanted to accelerate, and knowledge is that from just doing the everyday life, right? That's how you get ahead. And the people that you meet, it's not what you know, it's who you know, right? And go ahead.
I was just going to say that. Most people say it's who you know that makes your business, but they use that as a cop out or an excuse. And that's not what it is. It is the way business gets done. And how do you meet people at events like this? You're going to meet colleagues, you're going to meet presenters, you're going to meet vendors that are at these events, cultivating their own relationships, growing their own dreams in business. And if you can get in their orbit and participate with that and find a way to stay in touch and bring value to that relationship, remember that two-way street, then this is exactly how business happens. This is exactly how big ideas come alive, is chance meetings that you're going to get at a conference like this.
And I agree. And so that's why I was like, what can make me different in the notary space? Not only am I known as Miss Notary Doctor, but also the fact that I am an accountant, right? I specialize in taxation, and I can bring that element that has not been done before. People always talked about section code at the time 17 publication, and then now they talk about publication 334, which was replaced by 17. But no one was able to walk me through, no one was able to walk me through, how do I get tax exempt? Yeah, I do understand that there's Notary Assist, who is our main sponsor, right? One of our tier sponsors at the event, right? That's going to help. But when it comes to the documents, how do I make sure that my profit and loss statement is the same profit and loss statement on my Schedule C? And we all know what a Schedule C is because of the PPP movement, right?
Yeah.
But how do I see it? And what is my job as an entrepreneur now, not just a notary, to sign off? Most people don't know on the 1040, when you sign that signature, it says, I have reviewed my returns in the best of my ability, right? In perjury, right? That's what you're signing off, not to scare you, but make you aware of it. So that's what I'm trying to do, is how do I review my documents when it's my due diligence? Am I doing my due diligence to my business, right? And how every step, you're not going to know all the tax forms. I'm not trying to turn you into a tax specialist. I'm not trying to tell you, but I am trying to turn you into an informed business. So I'm so happy that that was something that we were able to kind of grasp. And that's just nothing but my model, what I can say, because my failures, man, they're priceless, right?
They
So
are. You learn a lot more from failing than you do succeeding. And that's the thing. And as you were talking about this, and so glad that Notary Assist is sponsoring your event too, because what this boils down to is systems, right? Having a system or a ritual as part of your day-to-day business practices. Like after every loan signing appointment, I have 4 or 5 things that I do. And bookkeeping is among them. So I don't let bookkeeping fester for months or weeks or a year, right? It gets wrapped up, buttoned up right after the appointment in a system like Notary Assist that gives you a report so you can go to your expert advisor and you can be as tax efficient as possible in your business. Or, and this shows up everywhere. I had habits for before an appointment, during an appointment. You try to get the flow down as much as possible. It makes it efficient. And what it does more is it gives you peace of mind. When you free your mind, you can actually connect with people on a different level. It brings so much more joy to your business when you're not stressed out about what you're forgetting or all the bookkeeping you have to do later or all the handwritten notes that you promised that you would send out, but you don't actually do it because you're exhausted when you get home. When you set those little systems in place, it changes everything for you.
I agree. I agree. And we are getting blown up with just Q&A. So definitely I'm going to ask the last question
Yeah.
and just let you see that. So just for everybody to know, Notary Assist is a sponsor and they are a accounting system specifically for notary. And guess what, baby? Guess what? She is nothing but amazing.
She
Okay?
is.
Her spirit, the place that she is and the person she is, right? So just to let you know and just give her flowers. So with that being said, the last question that I have is what would you say to a notary that says the industry is is slowing down?
Yeah. What a great question. Because the first thing is we can't be ostriches, right? We can't stick our head in the sand and pretend things aren't changing. Things are always changing. There's a shift, especially for those who entered the industry in the last 2 years. It feels like it's slow, but it's actually just kind of normalizing. It's going back to the way things were before pre-pandemic, right? This is just the way business is. And there are still some areas that are slowing down more so than others, but this is a time to evaluate your business. In fact, what I would say is there's probably more opportunity now than ever because there are people who came into the industry for the quote unquote wrong reason, right? They just heard they can make a lot of money. They came in, they made their money, and they're jumping out. That means for those who want to turn this into a business that's going to last no matter what the mortgage interest rates are, there's going to be more opportunity. They're going to need more of you. The key is to do the business, own your business. You got to own your business, own your customer. And what that means is doing some of the hard work. The last 2 years, it's been easy. Quite frankly, there have been people who can just roll out of bed, they answer the phone, they're making 10 grand a month. Good for them. And those days are probably over. So you got to start working it, right? You got to get your search engine optimization. You got to diversify your income streams. If you're in a state where it makes sense, and most states do make sense for specialty or general notary work, get it together, get extra training, get whatever it is, get a mentor that can show you the possibilities. Just open your mind to it, start blending that in. You can get into the apostille work, whatever you got to do to diversify these services, because here's what's real. You got to stay connected to your why. There was a reason you came into this business. There's a reason that you became an entrepreneur. And it wasn't so you could feel defeated and then go back to a call center. You've got something that you're trying to create here. Get tapped back into that and then do the work to make it happen. It is possible. And then jump out of those Facebook groups that make you believe anything differently.
Man, you preaching what I teach. Every Wednesday on early morning dropping gems, they get enough of me, Bill. Right? Just like they get enough of me. And I'm just so happy that you said it. That is not rehearsal, you guys. That's nothing but just the man, right? The notary coach. He said it. He said, and the way I spin it, which what I spoke about maybe 2 weeks ago, on the series of the Notary Gym podcast is that it's a money tree. I explained it, Bill, a money tree. The money tree was easy to pull in 2020. It was just right at our level, right? And anybody can pull it, just like how you rolled out the bed in your scenario. Anybody was able to, if you wanted it, it was just there to pull. Then in 2021, what happened? That money tree went an inch higher. And when it went an inch higher, you got to do it a little bit different. The money was still there, normalizing. But what was you going to do? How was you going to be creative? Were you going to go purchase a ladder? Were you going to build a ladder? How was you going to get, or were you going to, try to figure out how to grow an inch taller? But that's what was happening.
Yeah.
And then guess what happened? 2022, went it up another inch. So now we're 2 inch taller, but the money is still there. But only the people that are willing to be creative and do a little bit more is going to get access. Nothing happened. Because guess what? I look at it. There's about 5 to 7 different ways that one house need us, right? Refinance, HELOC, deed of trust, name change, a trust package, right? When it comes to all of that. So if there's 5 to 7 transactions in one house, how many houses are around? Because I don't hear real estate saying that it's soaring up. I sure don't hear loan officers saying that. So therefore, that's the same concept. It's just how are you going to do a little bit more to get close to the money tree?
Yeah, this is exactly right. I love that analogy of the money tree, and you nailed it on the lifetime value of the customers, right? If we just look at the monetary value, when you think of a family that refinances, they're already proven that they are in commerce. They've got means, they're making some stuff happen. They might have boats to transfer, title transfers, mortgages, living trusts, all of that. And guess what? They have friends that have the same. And if you show up with 100% presence and you are the expert at the table and you expertly deliver the services you've been hired for, and if you lay the foundation for a relationship that can even possibly last beyond that one single transaction, then you're going to have customers for life, especially if you go the extra step and you find creative ways to add value and stay in touch. And that's what I get to talk to you about at the Sustainable Notary Conference in June.
I'm super excited. And one of the things is just as we talk about general notary work, right? We talk about trust package. We talking about things that affect legacy in one household. Well, one of the things that we need to talk about is how you're going to receive it. Like, for example, how are you going to make sure that you have your notary funnel, what you call, right, is operating, right? So you also have to have a system, a point of sale system to collect the money. I think cash is king, but in business, you got to make sure that cash reach your bank account. Okay. Because one of the things is if it don't reach your bank account, some of the opportunities for capital, investment, right? They look based off your bank statement, right? So if you're not putting it in your bank statement, that's one of the things. So I just want to make sure that one of our sponsors, which is payment, which is a POS, a point of sale system that is going to make sure that every notary is able to collect money easily with hands-free touch. So thank you so much, Bill, for that. So now let's walk into some of these Q&As, if that's it, right?
Yeah.
So one of the things is they're saying, oh my God, Bill is amazing from Tiffany. We're talking about, oh my God, Bill is amazing.
Hey,
And then
Carrie.
also we have one of these where they're saying Bill Soroka, influencer of the life can't be measured. Can't wait to finally connect with him in person later this month in Montana and looking forward to sharing the stage with him in Virginia. And handshake will not do, Bill. Bill, you have to give me a bear hug.
Bear hug it is, John. You know it.
All
I
right.
love
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Doing the conversation of just the changes of the slowdown. You got to change your mind. And one of the things I love about you, Bill, is like your mind has always evolutionized, right? Every failure, every lesson that you had out of the 26, it changed, right? You can't expect everything to be, right? That was in 2020, right? We're going back to what 2019 looked like when you was around. So that's one of the things. And then also lastly, Bill, each household need us for at least 5 things. Powerful. All right. Well, thank you, thank you, thank you, Bill. Is there any last words that you want? Other than that, I think we wrapped it up real good, Bill.
Yeah, I think we did, and I'll end it on a quote that I just heard or read actually in a book uh, the other day, and it's an Alan Watts quote, and it says, "You are under no obligation to be who you were 5 minutes ago." So you get every morning, you get the choice to choose who you want to be and what you want to do with your life and with this business. I encourage you to step into the possibilities and not anything that you hear from anybody else. If you are connected to your why and you want this business to work, it is going to work. Nothing can stop you. Thanks for having me, Renee. I really appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to the Sustainable Notary Conference.
I am too. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bye, you guys. Until
Bye bye.
next time at the Meet the Speaker next Thursday, we're going to talk to the notary compliance. And the week after that, I'm telling you, our lineup is smoking hot. All right, take care. And remember, Notary 17 if you want 17% off. Take care, and I'll
Thanks,
see you in
guys.
June.